I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through, I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go, the only thing that I know. You were my gravity, but now I have to leave. I will let you go. Why do you feel that I want? What do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity. I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not.
Warning. The Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation. Duracell Cup, we race through night. Hearts are pounding, fierce and bright. Speeding past the checkered flag. Victory on the line, we brag. Lap by lap, we chase the dream. Rivals' eyes flash in the beam. Sweat and tears, we fight as one. In the end, we rise like sun. Sun, like sun. We rise like sun. We rise like sun.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get set for knockout qualifying here in preparation for our 15th race of the 8th season of the NNSCRA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series. Just the Cup cars here this weekend as we get set for our third Super Speedway stop of the season. This is the Progressive Super Speedway. We kick things off with knockout qualifying. 4 drivers showing up here this weekend to vie for 2 available spots to join the 40 chartered drivers in tomorrow afternoon's main event. We've already got the 5 minutes, the expedited 5 minutes on the clock running. See drivers being pushed out onto pit road, but nobody is yet to head out there onto the racetrack. It is a super speedway, so more than likely you're going to have a couple of drivers maybe try to collude with each other, come off pit road together and put together some draft laps to be able to clinch the top 2 positions. Otherwise, you're basically just relying on your car's raw speed. As Chris Dullerton, the former Duracell Next Gen Cup Series champion, is going to head out onto the track. He'll be piloting the number 82, the All-Star car out of Blue Oval Automotive here this weekend. Last time we saw the 82 was last week at Charlotte. Trey Wright attempted to qualify for that race, but DNQ'd. Dollarton is looking to make his 3rd start of the season here in the Cup Series. Of course, not running for points on the Cup side as he is full-time with Michael Norman Motorsports in the Duracell Ultra Light Series, which we'll see them back again next week when Lights and Cup will be heading to Hillside Raceway. Dollarton on the clock, over 200 miles per hour here in single car speed. Imagine what we're going to be hitting when everybody is in a draft pack here, not only tomorrow, but probably later on here in the second round of qualifying when we end up having 42 drivers out on the racetrack. Bryce Egan in the 9 is also currently on the clock. Bryce, the rookie out of Haas Racing. Bryce is attempting to make his 9th start of the season. 3 top 10s in his previous 8 starts so far in his very young career. Dollarton is clocked in, as has Bryce Egan. Egan to the top at a 44.808. We'll bring up the scoring pile line here. You see there's only about 2 minutes left in qualifying. Dalton right now at a 45.233. Looking at Autumn Brooks, looking to make her 10th start of the season here. Right now 3rd on the board at a 45.495. And Kyle Langland, who made his debut in Duracell Cup competition last week in the longest race of the season at Charlotte. Ran very well, qualified well, was running well, had a little bit of contact with R.J. Bishop, and ended up drifting down late in the finishing results. He finished 21st in that race, but looking to go back-to-back in making career Cup starts here. As Daniel Voiles, I'm sure, would love to see Langland make the field, as he's the only World Mass Racing car locked into the field. Right now, third fastest for Kyle Langland, 45.152. Brooks currently is fourth fastest of the four. Bryce Egan to the top of the board, improved on his lap time at a 44.576. And right now, Dollarton, 44.881, has him in the second and final transfer position. No improvement that time for Dollarton. No improvement for Egan. Let's see if Brooks can get up into the 44s and challenge for a transfer spot. Has to beat a 44.8 and hits a 45.5. Kyle Langland, can he get into the 44s? He crosses the line, and no improvement there either. Already, all these drivers mostly about 2 to 4/10 of a second fall off on their third laps. So Dollarton may be safe here with 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Egan and Dollarton may be the ones moving on. I believe all these drivers get one more scored lap right here. Let's see what Dollarton gets. No improvement for him. No improvement for Egan. This has to be the money lap for either Autumn Brooks or Kyle Langland if they're going to race their way into the field. Brooks improved to a 45.208, but that's not enough to snipe second place. Can Langland find any improvement? No, he cannot. Which means that Bryce Egan will be the fastest, Chris Dollarton second fastest. Those will be the two that will move on to run for the pole, and they'll be locked into the field here this weekend at Progressive. Autumn Brooks and Kyle Langland will miss out on the main show. Just to double check and see here if they do get scored another lap. Oh, they did get scored another lap. Dollarton improved to an 8.58. So wait, there may still be a shot here for Brooks and Langland. Hold on. Let's see if they score the 62, and they do not. Last driver that was going to be able to take time was the 9. He did not improve, and Dollarton padded his cushion to hold on still to second place. So it is now official. I thought the scoring had already stopped, but apparently that was not the case. Bryce Egan and Chris Dollarton, they will move on. Autumn Brooks and Kyle Langland, they will miss out this weekend, and we'll have to try again next weekend at Hillside. There you see the lap times in. Bryce Egan with a 44.5, and all these drivers, these were all single car speed. Nobody was able to get the benefit of the draft off anybody else. Dollarton with a 44.8, 3/10 of a second faster than Langland in third, and Autumn Brooks there in fourth position. Huge disparity there with 4 drivers. It'll be interesting to see when we put 42 drivers on the track how close or how far apart lap times will be. Obviously, with a draft certainly going to be coming into play with more drivers on the track at one time. But congratulations to Bryce Egan and Chris Dollarton. Egan will make his 9th start of the season. Dollarton will make his 3rd. And those two will have a shot to run for the pole here in just a moment, as they'll join the chartered drivers in the second and final round of qualifying. That'll be taking place right after this quick commercial break. We'll be right back to coverage of qualifying here from the Progressive Speedway. Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast on NNSCRA TV. If you enjoyed what you're watching, it would help us out a lot if you'd hit that like button. Also, if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to become a part of the NNSCRA crew today. And if you're on your phone, be sure to click that bell to be notified whenever we have a broadcast here on NNSCRA TV. Once again, we thank you for your support, and we hope you continue to enjoy today's broadcast. We welcome you back here at Progressive Super Speedway, getting ready for the second and final round of qualifying. Find out who's going to start on the pole position for our 3rd Super Speedway stop of the season. Drivers currently in their stalls, pushed out onto pit road. We're waiting to see who's going to be that first brave soul to begin this qualifying session. Looks like Austin LaPlante in the 48, along with Quentin Moore in the 89, going to be the first couple to step out. Quentin looking for back-to-back pole positions in the last 2 weekends. He had the pole for last week's race at Charlotte. Austin LaPlante. We've documented the struggles he's had the first half of this regular season, looking to rebound here in the second half. 39th in points. Second lowest of all the chartered drivers that have made every start this season. LaPlante is still actually looking for his first top 5 on the year. Be a while before we'll start to see lap times coming in. I believe that LaPlante right here, when he crosses the stripe, he'll be on the clock, but not sure if he's absolutely up to full song or not. But next time by will be his first official lap time of the session, and we'll start making comparisons from there. This is the first time that Progressive Superspeedway has been on the Duracell Cup Series schedule. Last season, this segment, this portion of the schedule, went to M&M's Superspeedway. So whoever ends up taking the checkered flag here tomorrow afternoon will say they were able to capture the first checkered flag at Progressive Superspeedway in Duracell Next Gen Cup Series history. As LaPlante going to cross the line, and the first official lap time of the session will be a 45.796. We'll bring up the ticker. You're going to see some lap times scrolling in here in a moment. Some of them officials, some of them drivers on their up-to-speed lap, because when you come off of pit road, the start-finish line is down towards the entrance of turn 1, and so most of these drivers would have theoretically begun a lap when exiting the pits. There's Quentin Moore. He and LaPlante already, the first two to take time, are dropping down the running order very quickly. We'll wait a couple of minutes here before we actually take a look and see who's top of the board, because I feel like that P1 spot's going to be swip-swapped around an awful lot. There's RJ Bishop. He was running well last week at Charlotte. We talked about Kyle Langland, he making some contact. Bishop took a hard lick and a big wreck. A lot of other drivers were collected up as well. Bishop looking to rebound from that. James Qualls back in the Castrol GTX colors this week. He's been running the Wix Filters colors the last couple of weeks, and it hasn't fared all that well for him. I don't know if drivers are superstitious about paint schemes and the luck that they bring, but Qualls is going back to the colors that helped him have the consistency to not only get the win at Indianapolis, but have the points lead. He has since lost the points lead and finds himself 5th in the standings now, so trying to get that mojo back. Eric Monaco, strong race car last week at Charlotte, led the most laps, but kind of got bit on traffic control and the timing of that caution. Lost him quite a bit of track position. Nonetheless, though, Eric Monaco coming to this one 24th in points. He gained a spot in the standings last week, so he continues to trend upward. Benjamin Snyder right there as well. 3 Fords with Snyder, as well as Alexander Rowe, who's now up to 4th in the standings is Alexander. Another driver that was very strong last week, and looked like it was going to be Alexander Rowe versus Levi McIntyre for that victory until most of the field ended up having to come to pit road for fuel. The only driver that was able to make it ended up initially, as a result, taking the checkered flag, and that was Ryan Brommer. Scoring right now shows Levi McIntyre as the top of the board, and as soon as I check back on him, he's dropped to 2nd. 43.385 for Levi McIntyre. Driver right now that has topped his lap time is the 61 of Anthony McCrory. Let's see if we can find him. There's Ryan Brommer right there in the 87, last week's winner. What kind of a group is McCrory in? There he is. He's with Charles Sanford, and as soon as we check on Anthony, he now drops to 2nd place because the car right behind him jumped to the top of the board. The 03 of Sanford at a 43.336. Now look at the tow that these guys are going to be getting off of that group up ahead of him. the situation right now, Anthony might go back to the top of the board here. Well, we got more drivers that just moved Anthony down to 5th. Like I said, at the super speedways, it's very difficult for a driver to maintain having the fastest lap the entire session, but I want to see this lap by Anthony because this is going to be a flyer. Oh, yeah. 43.176. And somebody else even ran faster than that. I don't know who it would have been. Anthony only got up to 2nd place with that lap time. Thought it might be Charles Sanford, but it's not. Oh, is it the 27? Joshua Osborne? Yes, it was. He got a 43.137 the previous lap. And that right now has Osborne sitting on the pole. Osborne, I believe, is looking for his first pole of the season. Anthony, if he had been top of the board, would have also been looking for his first pole of the season. Right now, about 400ths the difference between Osborne to McCrory. Those two right now slated to start on the front row. See at the front of this pack, the 87 of Ryan Brommer. After picking up that victory last week at Charlotte, he's all but confirmed himself a spot in this season's playoffs. He is 3rd in the standings as well, only 25 points out of the points lead. And we will have tomorrow afternoon the number for you. We said last week we didn't have it at the ready, but we will tomorrow afternoon have the number for you of how long a race winless streak Ryan Brommer was able to snap last week at Charlotte. And are we going 4 wide here in qualifying? Little taste of what we're going to see here tomorrow. 3 wide and 4 wide at the very spacious Progressive Super Speedway. And now you've got to have just the right scenario if anybody's going to be able to topple Osborne's fastest lap. Drivers now in big packs. Not really with the opportunity to be able to get those huge toe draft laps. As you look at Carson Gum, 2nd in points, 3-time winner. He'll be gunning for Levi McIntyre this week. 14 points behind the 99, and there is said points leader. 6th on the board right now for the Nutella Ford Mustang out of Shadow Cult Racing. Eric Sadler right now the highest rookie, 3rd on the speed charts with Benjamin Miles, Charles Sanford, your current top 5. Then McIntyre, Qualls, Michael Norman, Summer Henson, Daniel Voiles. That is your top 10s at the moment on the speed charts. Levi just got dropped to 7th, so somebody moved up the board. Question is, how high did they move? It was Nathan Ormond moving up to P6, moving McIntyre down to 7th. Let's find the group that Ormond is in. There he is. Got Kyler Sustre, Jessica Shulton, Reggie Fogelman, and Keith Batson in this group. So I don't think that anybody will necessarily run a lap that can take the pole away, but there are drivers that could snipe a top 5 starting spot here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. Reggie Fogelman, he just improved on his lap time, moving up to what was 9th, now 10th. Osborne still at the top of the board. Let's watch the 22 of Michael Norman here behind this big pack. Right now 11th fastest. Let's see if he can get enough of a toe to be able to move up into the top 10. Usually the scenario is you want to have a driver behind you and have a gap between you and the car in front. You then have a pusher and you have the draft, and that's what leads to those really good lap times. We kind of saw that with Anthony McCrory earlier on in the session. Michael down behind Nick Gunther. Is there any improvement to move him up into the top 10 being the trailing car in this pack? Actually, no. He was slower that time by. Casey Hoyt, Quentin Moore on pit road. More than likely, they're done as far as putting down any legitimate lap times. Matt Haas currently 29th on the board all by himself. He's a driver we're going to be keeping our eyes on this week as he is so far 2 for 2 in taking checkered flags to the super speedways this season, winning at both the season opener at Daytona and then following it up second race of the season at Dragonette. Second super speedway race of the season, I should say. Zero's on the clock. I don't see any driver being able to improve on the 137 laid down by Joshua Osborne, so it looks like he is going to capture his first pole of the season, and there you see session is indeed concluded. I want to double check here because I believe that is, yes, that is back-to-back poles for Joanna Atwood Motorsports. If Qualls finds himself a pole position at some point this season, it'll be all three of the entries fielded out of that stable that will have gotten a victory here in Season 8. I should say a pole victory here in Season 8. But that's going to do it for qualifying. Here's a look at how they're going to line up for tomorrow afternoon's debut race here at the Progressive Super Speedway. Joshua Osborne and Anthony McCreary, the only two drivers to clock into the 43-1s, will share the front row. Rookie Eric Sadler, Benjamin Miles will be in row 2. Charles Sanford, Nathan Ormond, row 3. Row 4 going to be Levi McIntyre and Dustin Bolin. James Qualls and Reggie Fogelman are going to make up the top 10. Look on down through the rest of the results here, and this is definitely a racetrack where you don't get a good lap time. That's okay. There's plenty of opportunity to make passes and work your way up through the field. A lot of big names down there in the lower section of the qualifying results, but don't expect they're going to stay down there for very long. Can't wait to see what Progressive Super Speedway is going to have in store for us here tomorrow afternoon. One of our Super Speedway wild card races. Could have ourselves an underdog story, an underdog winner here tomorrow afternoon. You have to tune in and find out. Hope you guys enjoyed this qualifying session. If you did, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, part of the crew today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon here for the Cup Series race from Progressive Super Speedway. Congratulations to Joshua Osborne on capturing the pole. And we'll see you guys next time here on NNSCRA TV, Offline Racing at its best.
The following has been a presentation of NNSCRA TV for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of the NNSCRA is prohibited. NNSCRA would like to thank all of our loyal fans, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.